welcome or welcome back. I thought we could just have a cozy little book day together. It's finally a little bit cooler today, and by cooler I mean it's like 80 degrees instead of being 100. So I'm getting the fall vibes and I'm just in the mood to do all the book things. I want to go to the coffee shop, get something to eat and drink, and then read there for a little bit. Then I want to go to Barnes & Noble. There's a two-story one like 45 minutes away from me that I haven't been to since moving here. So I really want to check it out, and then of course we will probably buy a couple of books because I cannot resist books at a bookstore. So then we can do a little mini book haul. I also really want to go to the plant store because I want another plant for my living room and also maybe a little plant for the top of my bookshelf. Speaking of my bookshelf, I also need to reorganize a couple of shelves on here because they're just not looking how I want them to. So we will do that, and then of course we will do a little bit more reading, and I'm just super excited to have a full day dedicated to book stuff. So first, let's go get some coffee. I just got home and you know, I practiced a lot of restraint at Barnes & Noble today. I only got one book, which was The Bridge Kingdom. These covers just got released, and so I wanted to pick this up because I've been wanting to read this series for a while now, but I've been waiting for these paperbacks to get released. The only problem is the later books have not been re-released in these new covers, so I have to wait a couple of months before I can get all of them. I think the fourth book gets re-released in this cover in January. I won't be able to read all 4 of them until then, but I am excited to give this series a try. This is a fantasy romance series. I heard the first book isn't that good, but then the second and third book are really good. So I'm looking forward to it. I hope I like it. This is the same author as A Fate Inked in Blood, which I have not read, but I have heard amazing things about it. So if I like this author's writing, I'll probably end up picking up that book as well. But anyways, we need to reorganize a couple shelves on my bookshelf. The top shelf has been giving me the biggest issue. I have reorganized it like 50 times in the past 2 weeks and it just does not look right. So let me show you guys the issue and then hopefully we can correct it. Okay, my problem is this top shelf. This top shelf has like all of my newly purchased books. And so it's currently a combination of fantasy and fantasy romance, which I don't mind, but it doesn't look right now. And like Lightbringer should be with the rest of Red Rising. And then the Well of Ascension should be with the Final Empire. And this just needs to be like reworked. And then this second shelf is just my fantasy romance. And then this third shelf is sci-fi and fantasy. So I don't know how I want to reorganize these shelves so that they look right, but we will figure it out. I'm gonna start by taking off all of the books from the top shelf, and then we might rework a couple books on these second and third shelves. Now that we have all of the books off of the top shelf, I'm thinking what we'll do is maybe take some of the books from down here and put them up here and just rework these shelves. Like series need to all stay together, so maybe we'll do more like unread books up here. I don't totally know. This top shelf will probably remain a combination of fantasy and fantasy romance because I don't have enough books to do everything separately. So we'll just like play with it and see what looks right. And then hopefully we can find something that looks half decent. Know if this looks like any better, but I tried to keep like all the series together, and then up here all these books are unread, so I thought maybe having like a decent amount of my unread books up here would like motivate me to pick from here. And like we have fantasy romance, and then these are all fantasy. Well, Empire of Silence is sci-fi, but you know, same thing. And then this second shelf for the fantasy romance shelf, it's like mostly the same. I kept all of Carissa Broadbent books together, and then we have the Kindred's Curse saga, and then we have Melissa K. Rorich's books, and then we have some miscellaneous books, but all of these are pretty darkly colored, so I thought it made sense to keep them all together. And then this third shelf is just giving me troubles. I have all of the Red Rising saga, and then we have the first 2 books in the Mistborn trilogy, and then we have the first 3 books in the Realm of the Elderlings, these 3 Michael J. Sullivan books, and then at the end we have Dungeon Crawler Carl, which I don't love the way that looks here. The colors do not go. I feel like that book needs to go somewhere else, and we need a plant. We need a plant right here, and I feel feel like it might look better. Let me know your thoughts. I feel like maybe I just need more books so that I can organize it the way I want, because right now I feel like I don't have enough of each genre for each shelf, so it just kind of is a little mishmashy, but this is gonna have to do for now. Until I can get some more plants and figure out what I'm doing, this will work for now. I wouldn't be surprised if I change that top shelf again in like the next week, but otherwise these are those top 3 shelves, and then these bottom 2 shelves are just my horror and thriller books, and I don't really mess with that too much. Once I get enough fantasy and fantasy romance books, I want this entire bookshelf just to be fantasy and fantasy romance, and then I will put the horror and thriller books somewhere else. But this is what it is looking like for now. As you have seen, I'm currently reading Quicksilver by Callie Hart, which is like the fantasy romance book of the moment. I'm just over halfway through and I'm so conflicted on how I feel about this book. I feel like it has a very good idea, but it just feels a little bit all over the place. And the dialogue does have some cringy moments, but I also don't totally mind it. So I don't know. I don't love it, but I also don't hate it. So I hope I have more like coherent feelings by the end of this book. I will have my full thoughts on this book in another reading vlog that I'm doing on Book Talk Books, which should already be out by the time you're watching this. So if you haven't seen that already, you can go ahead and watch that. I will have it linked in the description below. But I have no idea how to feel about this. I feel like most reviews I've seen, people have either been giving this 5 stars or they DNF it. I will definitely be finishing it, but I don't think it's gonna be 5 stars. Probably gonna end up in the 3 to 4 star range, but I don't know. Anyways, this has been a great time. We went to the coffee shop, got a drink and something to eat, and then read there for a little bit. By the way, that coffee shop was good, but it was so overpriced. Like, I got a little iced coffee and 1 piece of avocado toast, and that was $20. I feel like at most that should have been like $10 to $12. So I don't know if I'll go back there. I might just for the goats, but I don't think it was worth the price. But it was a good vibe overall. And then we went to the bookstore, literally never have a bad time at Barnes & Noble, and got a book and then did some bookshelf organization, which I'm still not happy with the way it looks. I'm looking at my bookshelf right now and it's still bugging me. I don't know what to do with it. If you have any ideas, let me know. But I feel like a couple more plants and some more books will make it look better. Maybe I'm just telling myself I need more books because I'm always giving myself an excuse to buy more books. But I feel like that would make it look better because it would fill out all the empty spaces. Then of course we did some more reading and put some fall ambiance in the background. When I read, I love to just put on something like calm in the background, like rain sound or just like fall or winter ambiance. It just makes it so cozy and vibey. But I had a great time and I hope you guys enjoyed this video as well. I'm going to take a nap because I think leaving the house is exhausting. But that is all for today's video. Leave an emoji down in the comments below so I know who you are. Literally whatever emoji you want, whatever feels like the vibe. So thank you again, and thank you for joining me for this video. I appreciate you so much. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like and subscribe, and I will catch you all in the next one. I love you. Bye.